the previous video, we discussed how the practice of stealthing can be construed as sexual assault or rape. Now, in this video, we shall throw light on how courts and laws have recognized stealthing as a sexual crime.
In January 2017, a Swiss court found a person guilty of rape for covertly removing his condom during sexual intercourse with a woman he met over a dating app.
In September 2018, an Australian court charged a person under the offense of rape for covertly removing his condom during intercourse without his partner's consent.
In December 2018, a local court in Berlin held a police officer guilty of sexual assault even after his partner had explicitly requested him to have protected intercourse.
Although none of the courts have termed the accused actions as stealthing, they have recognized the same as either rape or sexual assault. The legislatures of Wisconsin and California in the United States have introduced bills to criminalize stealthing.
An officer of the Rape Crisis Network Ireland, while pointing out that stealthing would amount to sexual assault in Irish law, stated that what underlines all of this is the denial of the woman's right to choose what happens to her body. She says, of course, the victims are not solely women either.
The Supreme Court of Canada held a man guilty of sexual assault for poking holes into the condom used in sexual intercourse and without the knowledge of his partner. The court held that Canada's sexual assault laws are centered around bodily harm that an act may potentially result in, for example, pregnancies or STIs. Barring these consequences, an act like stealthing would not be considered sexual assault. Alright, now let's look at how the Indian courts and laws have interpreted stealthing.
Right. Neither have the Indian laws and nor have Indian judgments dealt with stealthing. We might be too far away from its legal recognition, considering we don't have laws allowing one to revoke consent or laws criminalizing marital rape.
Now, there are strong demarcations made in the understanding of consent, determining one's consent by their relationships, age, mental capacity.
The Swaddle article on stealthing brings in the perspective of Professor Mrinal Satish, who was involved in India's amendment to rape laws in 2013. Believes that stealthing would technically amount to rape in India if the consent was conditional on the man wearing protection.
Now, with the lack of a legal precedent or any statistics or data analysis on the same, it is unclear what the legal ramifications of stealthing could be in India.
Now that we have discussed the various aspects of stealthing, don't we think we have certain questions that could come out of these? What are these questions that we could hold on to?
So the first would be that should protected sex be the norm and unprotected sex be an exception that either party can propose, or maybe the other way around?
To what extent do power dynamics dictate either partners' ability to demand protection from one another or exercise their preference?
Is it always the responsibility of those vulnerable to harm of unprotected sex to demand protection from the other? Or is it their joint responsibility?
Do you think unprotected sex is embedded in our cultural norms? If yes, why so? Is it because of lack of safe sex education, awareness, or perhaps affordability?
Do you think the mainstream media reinforces and romanticizes the giving away of bodily autonomy, leading to practices such as stealthing?
If you found any of this information helpful, please like our video and subscribe to our channel for regular updates. In case you have any queries about the law or services or want any assistance, please visit our official website www.poshatwork.com or contact us. All links and other details are provided in the description below.
Thank you, Avika.
Thank you, Veda.